Can you talk into your microphone? Real great.
Hello, hello, hello. You want me to do it loud? Like really loud?
Yeah, get in there.
Yeah!
Like you love it. Shut the microphone, boss. One more time?
Hello, hello, hello. That's louder than I normally talk.
Yeah, like, but then you back up and it's like, we can't hear you at all. I
forgot the bass.
Actual stand. Dude, have you seen it?
No,
So, get this. I've been, like, I heard horror stories of people doing lining and it, like, eating the plastic. Like, Jane did a bunch and it just, like, ate right through the plastic. And they're like, oh, yeah, you gotta, what did they say? They're like, yeah, you gotta add, you have to, like, oh, what is it? You gotta add, like a clear coat and then let it sit for 24 hours for it to cure and then do all the stuff. And I'm like,
Mic check, testing 1 2 3. Mic check, testing 1 2 3.
That sounds good.
I'm like, that sounds miserable.
Mic check 1 2 3. Mic check 1 2 3. You're welcome. There you go. That's nice.
Yeah. So what I did is I got a pen, like an old school ink pen.
How do I turn on the light?
You gotta pull his head off.
Like all the way off? I don't want to break it.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Oh.
I don't even know if you can see these or if you These are so cool.
I dropped the stands.
Oh my hand. Alright, this.
Did it just crawl under the table while it's being space?
We can do it. Can do it.
Very good. Okay, Kim, you're going to want to get close enough that you can talk into this.
Like closing it?
Yep, yeah, just move that. There you go. You don't want to put your mouth right on it, but like, you know.
I just wanted to know me.
Yeah,
Hello, test.
Go back a little bit.
Oh,
There, like that, about right there.
right here?
Yep.
Can I?
Now just say testing 1 2 3.
Testing 1 2 3.
Talk like you would normally talk.
This is how I would normally talk.
Okay,
Or is it?
Very quiet.
I don't know how I talk.
How do you turn it on?
I can't control my volume. Oh,
Is this the light?
yeah, it's a cyclops, literally. Okay.
No.
How do we go?
Because I saw some ugly
There it is,
pictures
here it
of like the bleed, like the light bleed. Oh, weird.
Yeah. Gimmicks.
I guess that makes more sense than having it.
Yeah, just like a big button right on the face. Alright, so this goes here.
Yeah, that was right.
Hmm.
Well, because a lot of people have problems with. Oh, I guess maybe it's like almost the light was bleeding through the forehead, but
Like too much.
yeah, but it might be bouncing off this glass part. Because it seems
Yeah,
like
it's not like spraying
solid
out.
enough.
Yeah. Test. Can you hear me? It's crazy how like the delay. It's like a 30-minute.
That was actually a pretty solid figure.
Yeah.
I was giving it like a tons of shit.
He looks really good. And like the accessories, like all the Mezco stuff.
He's
Dude,
got a
like,
jacket too?
yeah, comes with a leather jacket.
Now, is that a Jim Lee or is it
Yeah, Jim Lee
styled
Cyclops.
like
This
Jim?
is Jim Lee. I mean, I guess the head sculpt is more like, you know how artists tend to get into like a thing where they're like, no, it's a totally different guy. Like, he's wearing a different suit. Like, I see the suit is different. So how you been?
Pretty good, man. How are you?
You know,
How's
chilling.
your gun in there?
It was really fun. Hector like cut his finger. Do you know Hector? Caballero?
I
Caballero.
think I know who it is.
That's cool. Hector,
Mic check, testing 1 2 3.
Testing 1 2 3.
Testing 1 2 3.
Let me see if it's the same Hector.
Well, this is pretty cool. Wow, I'm just right. just right there.
Yeah, right on it.
Go.
What's the question?
No, I just looked over and realized that that's pretty
Yeah.
nice. You guys have a great setup.
Thank you. Sorry, we're just trying to get this kid to lay down.
Lay down, kid. I put my babies to bed while Chang was at the house. He was not happy. They're so easy. My kids are like, "You tired?" "Yeah." "Okay. Get in bed." "Okay. Good night, Daddy." Dude, that Mandalorian though.
Yeah, he customizes it.
Well done. Quick 40-minute drive.
Did you come straight from work?
No. Well, I moved out to Cibolo.
Oh, you moved?
Yeah, I live in Cibolo now.
Dang, I thought you.
Yeah.
Oh, I felt bad.
Here.
I feel
No.
bad that I asked you to be here last minute.
Oh, that's fine.
Do you have a sponsor tag that you want to read when we go live?
Nothing really. I mean, I was gonna say, geekmailtoys.com. Your one-stop shop for whatever we have in stock at the moment. No, nothing. Just like
This
check
is
out my
Hector.
website.
Hector Caballero.
Yeah.
Caballero.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Hector. He's
Okay.
really funny.
Okay, I want to do one more mic check.
Yeah, I really wanted to go, but I had bought a figure last week or 2 weeks ago. It was $400.
Ooh.
Mic check, Kim?
Mic check.
Mic check.
Am I good? Do I need to move this
Mic
closer?
check, mic check. Testing 1, 2, 3.
Testing. So what I can hear is what they can hear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can hear all of us. Like if I look at you,
Mic check,
right
testing
here.
1, 2, 3.
Oh,
if I
okay,
go
nice.
back, you can hear.
Cool.
Mic check, testing 1, 2, 3. D.
Mic check 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Mic check 1, 2, 3.
Do you remember when we couldn't remember how to say mic check correctly?
Mic check, testing 1, 2, 3.
Mic check testing 1, 2, 3.
Mic check testing 1, 2, 3.
Mic check, testing 1, 2, 3. Okay, cool.
I like how you
Sorry,
do this.
I'm very particular because last episode we didn't mic check at all, and it was like I was freaking out the first like 2 minutes, like.
Yeah, it was like way too loud. Yeah, but if you're gonna talk to me, just do it like this.
Is it?
No, it needs to be like
Just dead on.
Okay, cool.
yeah, dead
So
on.
just kind of like look at me and talk into
You know what, Dean?
You're fucking looking.
Look at me when you're talking to me. When I'm.
You shut your mouth when you're talking to
If you
me.
need to cough, just cough off axis.
Yeah.
I'll probably need to cough. Okay, you guys ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
3, 2, 1.
I was gonna get you with the "What's up, gamers?"
And I know you were, so I was like, I'm just gonna let him go ahead and do it.
No.
Dean, I had a nightmare last night.
Did you?
Yeah, I woke up. I texted you. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning,
That's correct.
and I woke up. Right. First thing I do is I check my phone,
Of course.
and I see that I have 3 messages from Dean, and I'm like,
Oh,
crap.
that's right.
I forgot to. I overslept. It's 1 a.m. and I missed the recording, and I'm texting Dean like, "Yo, I'm so sorry," and you're like, "The hell are you talking about?" And you're like, "Dude, it's Monday."
Yeah.
It was a rough week.
Dude, that happened to me the other day. I went to bed early, like 10 p.m., which is like that never happens.
Yeah.
And I woke up and it was 8:30, and I was like, "Oh my god, I missed work. I had to be at HEB at 6." And I'm like, I jump out of bed. My dog Kevin is like freaking out, like, "What's going on?" He's like following me. I'm like getting dressed, and then I was like, "Wait a minute, no one's called me to like see where the hell I am." And then I finally like get into my phone. It's 8:43 a.m. I was like, "Oh my god!" I thought I had just slept all day until p.m. But oh man, it was a nightmare.
Hey guys, my name is Zach.
I'm Dean.
And I'm Kim.
Welcome to this week's episode of Collecting Weekly. This is the weekly podcast where my friends and I talk about the things that matter the most to us this week in collecting.
That's right.
Kim Andresen from Geek Mill Toys is rejoining the show. Kim, it's been probably about 11 months
100
since
years.
you've,
Yeah, 11
since you've been here.
I would say.
Yeah, it's been 100 years.
Yeah.
And we're in a new area. What do you think? We're new equipment, new lights, new everything.
Amazing.
Oh damn! I didn't
like-
even think about it like that. Like
Yeah.
Dude, it's been a while.
stepping into a
Like,
whole new world.
When I first got here, we were in the kitchen.
Yeah, and we
Which
had
is
the
great.
Yeti with no shock mount,
Yeah.
no pop filter.
Yeah.
Times
like-
were tough back then. We had no cameras, no lights.
Yeah, dude.
It was awesome.
Apple Notes.
We had
for
to
the show
walk
sheet.
10 miles in the snow uphill
Yep.
both ways.
One shoe.
Yeah.
Anyways, Kim, so let's give a brief shout out to your business, Geek Mill Toys.
Yes, sir.
Tell us about your business.
So I have a website, geekmilltoys.com. We're up and running. Try and stay as um, as up to date as possible. It gets kind of hectic now with the 2 kids and work's been crazy, but we're keeping everything up. A lot of it right now is more like repeat customers. So if you know of something that's coming out, shoot me a message and I can look it up and see if I can get something coming for you.
Yes, very cool. And you do a lot of Marvel Legends, a lot of Mezco, a lot of
Yeah.
Gundam model kits.
Yeah, a lot of Gundams. I've actually Mezco and Marvel Legends have blown up more recently. The couple distributors I have are really coming through early, and I had that Polaris Havoc 2-pack. Got it about a week and a half ago.
Nice.
Nice.
Very cool. And your website's geekmilltoys.com, and then you also run a Facebook group, Geek Mill Toys.
Yeah, well, the Facebook group is just Geek Mill,
Oh, yes.
and that's more of like a hangout, share anything you geek out on. Doesn't have to be toys. It can be photography, art, music.
One of our Facebook listeners says that they're on the way for that Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Goku.
Come on.
So if you want it, we can arrange that, a live purchase on the air.
Yeah. Cash transaction.
Dean, we have a very special segment.
That's true.
Fans of the show know it's the best part of our show, and that's why we started off first.
It's really a window for our viewers into who we are as collectors.
Yes. Would you like to please kick us off?
Yeah, you ready?
I'm ready.
It's
News
news
this
this week.
A little late, Kim.
Dude, that was comedy
Dude.
gold. Did you do that on purpose?
No.
Oh man, you can't plan stuff like that. Okay, so new this week. What'd you get new this week? I got a couple of things. I talked about it like super last minute last week, but it's the Bandai DX Trigoken VF1J from Robotech.
Yep, pulled it up there on the screen. You can see it's adorable.
Did you bring it?
It's fantastic.
I
It's
did not
beautiful.
bring
Comes with Rick Hunter as a pilot. Comes with an assortment of hands.
Yeah, no, this is the biggest VF1 figure that's made. It's huge. It's kind of hard to tell from the picture. If you go to the next one, that's it next to the 6 scale Rick Hunter. And if I transform it and have it next to it, they're,
It's about 12 inches tall.
yeah, if not a little bigger. It's huge.
And you got this one. I know you mentioned it at the very tail end of last episode from Mercari.
No, I mean,
I'm sorry, Ami.
Yeah.
And that's a Japanese retailer.
Yeah, and they sell used figures. Now this retailed for about 20,000 yen, which is around $200. But it sold out immediately when it came out a little over a year ago.
Yeah.
So, of course, I'm late to the party, so I got to pay aftermarket, and it's usually around $400, $500. On Ami, they also have a used section,
Yeah.
whatever you're looking for. So I hopped on there. I found one. After like 2 days, it was gone. I was like, shit. I check again like a week later. There's one, $350, or it's like $340.
Yeah.
I was like, it's mine. So I order it. Shipping fucked me. It was like $60 to ship it. It was like
Really?
a huge box though.
Where are they based out of?
Tokyo.
Oh, okay, so they don't have that like magical free shipping from China thing going on.
No.
No, and it's really funny because it actually only takes like 4 days to actually get it. One time it was like less than 3. I got a package from them.
Wow.
It was
Yeah.
crazy fast. But this shipping time around, considering I paid $60, really pissed me off.
Why is that?
Well, it took a couple days for it to ship. Once it shipped, it was fine. It took like 4 days. But it was EMS, which gets picked up by
USPS.
USPS.
Yeah.
And EMS has signature confirmation, especially on a $400 package. So I'm like waiting. It says it gets into San Antonio. It got into San Antonio like 8 a.m. So I was like, okay, well, the mail guy's already out for delivery. I'll have to pick it up tomorrow. Next thing I know, package is on my front door. I was like, what the hell?
No signature.
No, so he just left it there.
That's odd.
And I was
Yeah.
really upset because I was like, I didn't even notice it for like almost 3 hours.
Like you were home, but they didn't.
Well, I get my mail at a different house.
How the other half lives.
Yeah, wow, must be nice. You have a
Sorry.
P.O. box, but it's like an actual house.
The 1%.
Yeah, sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's how the other half lives.
Yeah, I get my mail at a different house. So I had it on camera that the guy dropped it off. And I was like, why didn't I have to sign for this thing? It's a $400 package just sitting on my porch. So I rushed home and I got it. And I picked it up. And there was no problems, but I messaged Amiyami because I was upset. Like, why wasn't there a signature confirmation on this? The shipping alone cost more than my last package from y'all. And I had to sign for that shit. And they were basically like, well, they were supposed to sign for it, so I don't know what to tell you. I was like, God damn it. I was hoping for a coupon.
Yeah.
We're so sorry for the inconvenience.
yeah, something. But, yeah, so I got that. It's super cool. I've been posting pictures all week, so I'm sure you guys have already seen it. But damn, dude, it's so cool. I'm really sad I didn't bring it, but my foot's hurting, and I was like, my luck, I'm going to, like, have it and drop it and break
That's the
it.
worst excuse.
Yeah, and I will say Dean was actually not supposed to be here today.
right.
But he was inspired by my flu performance. At the last 2 episodes, I've been ill. And he's like, you know what, I'm going to come. I'm going to limp my way to the door.
Yeah.
And he's here.
Yeah.
And I think the world's a better place for it.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Shout out Richard in the chat.
Yeah, thank you,
What
Richard.
a sweet angel. Also new this week, which just happened. I was like really shocked. As you guys probably know, my favorite character is Cloud Strife from Final Fantasy VII. They came out with a new figure of him from when he's in Kingdom Hearts. He has like a cape and a wing. I don't know, it's weird. But it's a Cloud figure. I need to own it.
Yeah.
It's like, what was it, $90? And that's a hard pill to swallow. It's like, ugh. I know I just spent $400 on that, but it's like $90 for essentially a figure I already have. This is just a newer version. I was like, I'll wait to find it cheaper. One sold on Mercari for like $40, and I was really pissed that I missed it. I was like, shit.
You know, I always miss those. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think they're real. Like, there's no way they're real. There's no way.
Yeah, like
So
someone just
frustrating.
posts them up, and then someone, like, they buy it themselves.
Just to get you to like click on
Frustration
it.
buy.
Yeah, so I was kind of bummed about it, and I've been looking used on eBay and stuff, and it's a pretty new figure, so I can't find one. And I get an email in my inbox, and it's like from Sideshow, and it's like, hey, here's $15 for the fuck of it. If you spend more than $25, we'll give you $15
Oh wow.
off the order. And I was like, okay, well, I know I have some rewards points. I'll check and see if this works with my rewards points, and I'll see what it comes out to. So I go to Sideshow, find the figure, add it to my cart. I put in the rewards points, the $15 discount, and then I don't know where this came from. I think it was from Eric.
It was for me.
You say it's from you. Whoever it's from, it's like, hey, do you want to apply this?
Kind of hurts my feelings that you're so fortunate that you don't have an idea of where. Just tell them what you're about to
It was
say.
like, do you want to apply this $25 gift card? And I was like, yeah. So with the shipping, which was $11, I paid $30 for the figure.
And it's
Wow.
in stock now.
Yeah.
It really bothers me that
Unheard
he
of.
has so many gift cards that he doesn't even know who gave them to him. I'm over here struggling to buy things, and Dean's like, "Oh, I had this
First-
gift card."
Person change?
It has to have been there for months. I think Eric gave us that for Christmas. So when did you give me a gift card?
Months ago. It was a long time ago. It was a very long time ago.
What was it for?
It was
Just for being awesome, probably.
probably. I don't remember what it was. I think you hooked me up on something, or I honestly don't remember. But I know that I've given you a gift card, and so either way, either you used it on Obi-Wan or use it on this one. It doesn't really
Well,
matter.
I went back and looked on my Obi-Wan order, and it didn't give me a breakdown. So I have no idea.
Shaking my damn head. So when's that going to be? Next week?
Hopefully. Yeah, I didn't even check. So I got a $90 figure for with shipping,
$11 shipping. And
$30. Yeah, it's
What a
pretty
guy.
insane. What about you?
Kim, what'd you get?
We're just rubbing our nose in it.
Yeah.
I just want to let that stew for a minute. So this week's pickups for me, I guess we're gonna go a little bit farther since I haven't been here. Got the Cyclops.
That was my bad.
Awesome figure. Really love it.
Oh, this is yours.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this one's mine. I have more in stock. This guy runs $95 retail.
So that's the Mezco 1/12 Collective Cyclops.
Yep.
For those that are listening.
Yes, sir. Leather jacket. I mean, I like a normal Mezco. Just a lot of accessories, a lot of cool gimmicks. The eyes light up.
Yeah, I actually have something I was gonna say about that, but go ahead.
That's it. What do you want to say about it?
Oh well, I was gonna say I gave this figure a lot of grief about the light bleed.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah,
'Cause it's like-
Dylan remembers. The North remembers.
Yeah,
North Dakota remembers.
Dylan's like, you bastard, and he's like, why do you always have to find like the one bad picture? But I just had it in my hands. It's a very nice figure, and the light bleed is actually because the glasses are a separate piece and it bounces back onto the head. It's not that the head's hollow and the light's bleeding out. It's actually just reflecting off the. So it's like, oh, that's actually like. It's not as bad as I thought it was.
It's really interesting the way that they decided to incorporate the visors with the head sculpts, because every single head sculpt has a visor gap.
Right.
So every visor is removable, and there's four, I want to say almost 5 different visors you can use. There's only 3 variations. Sorry, there's 4 variations, but there's 5 total visors you get.
Yeah, and the way they incorporated the light up function is I've never seen it. It's the actual ball peg that's the light up feature.
That's how the Chigokin Gypsy Danger is.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the light shines up, and then the visor is hollow, or like not hollow, but transparent.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
It makes sense in something that small.
Yeah, because you can't. It's like on the Iron Man. There's that light up gimmick from the chest, but the pack is actually in the back, or the little switch is in the back, and that little backpack kind of comes off.
It's cool. I really now that I've had that figure in my hand, it's pretty fucking sweet.
It is pretty sweet.
Shout
And then
out to Dylan.
what up? And then the last, most recent pickup is that Crossbones, real grade, 1 in 1/44 scale Gundam. We built that during the Geek Mill build night.
Yeah, we'll talk about that a little later. I think I was really bummed. I felt like shit. Knew this week I got sick again. And so, shout out to the guy that discovered penicillin. 'Cause
Yeah,
that
right.
knocked my sickness right out. But was that what you got?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't want to butt in too heavy, but I got my Iron Man Mark 46 Hot Toys. This was from my good friend Chris Letty from the 6 Scale Scavengers podcast, and this is dope. Now, getting your Grail is a very significant thing. It definitely doesn't happen every day. And because I've been ill, I haven't really had a chance to really like sit down and have a beer and fully enjoy it for what it is. But just looking at it here and unboxing it yesterday, pretty stoked.
It's pretty sweet.
You guys are like sharing this little secret
I
message.
know. I'm asking. I'm asking Kim if he's gonna get these model kits.
Okay, well, let's keep an eye on the task at hand here. But what were we thinking?
He looks so serious. Like, I love what they did with his head sculpt.
It's
He's just-
really. I know Dean mentioned it before we went live, but it's a perfectly executed figure.
Yeah, right before we start recording, it's like right next to my head, and I was like, Zach, this is probably the perfect figure.
I will say the Mark 6 is perfect as well. That's a fantastic figure.
It really was. I really like the 6.
And now the discussion that I'm having internally is, do I need the Mark 3? Mark 3, Iron Man's my favorite film, Iron Man 1. Favorite Iron Man film, rather. MCU. And so I don't know. But I think I'm going to enjoy them together for a little bit and let it sit and think about what I want to do. But having the 46 back is really quite significant. And
I mean, if you sold the 3, you could probably get a pretty decent chunk of change.
Yeah.
And enjoy that elsewhere. Because you have your Iron Man, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Because
Now,
I had the 50 and the 50 was just like not the 46.
I did not enjoy...
I think the only other Iron Man that I would like is the 6 at this point.
I didn't enjoy having more than one Iron Man.
Yeah.
It just takes up too much room. I had what 3 at one point. Now I have a Tony
Because
Stark
you have the workbench.
and the 43.
Yeah.
Or the
The
45.
mech test.
What do I have? The 45.
Yeah.
And that's cool because it's like, well, at least it's Tony Stark. It's not a whole other Iron Man suit.
Yeah.
Because then I was just like running out of places to put him, and I really like having just one suit and then Tony.
I feel like sometimes with the Iron Man, you get to a point where it's like, if you have two suits that are similar, you either go, I'm gonna get a third suit, and then I'm just gonna go for the Hall of Armor, or I'm gonna bring it down to just like one or two very different types of suits sometimes.
Yeah. And I'm not really
Whoa.
sure. Wow, Dean is just not doing well today with his tech here.
Sorry.
So yeah, Mark 46 is in the house. I also got my Sebastian Shaw Vader head sculpt printed. That was printed by 10th Dimension Manufacturing.
And the MFG.
Thank you for saving me there. And then was painted by Ian from Darkside Customs.
That's beautiful.
And I was waiting to see how it turned out from Ian. And I almost want to, because I still have Seth's and Sean's casting. I almost want to see if they want Ian to paint it, and I'll cover the cost, potentially. Because it turned out really well. And I think his interpretation of Vader with like the flash and the scarring is
Yeah.
flawless.
Yeah, I'm thinking about sending a head sculpt to.
Your
Ian.
Arthur Morgan? Was it Arthur
Dexter
Morgan? Dexter
Morgan.
Morgan? Yeah, I mean, the show's called Dexter.
You
So
bastard.
it's probably his name. But yeah, I was super happy about that. That's Darkside Customs in the United Kingdom. And he hooked it up big time with that paint job. Now, Dean, this really surprised me. Came out of left field, but the Wicked Cool Toys Magikarp.
Uh-huh.
Now, it's very rare to have a figure that's simple and perfectly executed.
That's fair.
This figure is that. This is probably one of the greatest Pokemon figures I've ever owned.
This line is surprising the hell
It's
out of me.
stunning.
I think this might be award ceremony worthy.
I have it. You'll see later. I have it
Okay.
as a nomination for the
Okay.
Collecting Weekly Award. This company is stunning. Now, I've always Gyarados was my favorite Pokemon as a kid.
Okay, weird.
Gyarados, Scyther, and Dragonite, and Charizard.
Well, you only get to pick
OG
one, so which
Gengar.
one is it?
Well, it's all of them. But I always had an affinity for Magikarp because in Pokemon Red, that was one of the first water Pokemon that I would encounter.
Yeah.
I always picked Charmander like a true boss. And outside of Pewter City and Mount Moon, you could buy a Magikarp for like 500 Pokemon dollars.
I feel like maybe you relate to Magikarp in a way.
Well, if
Like,
you
it's
if
the
you don't
underdog
if you don't
and
struggle,
No one takes it seriously.
you won't succeed.
Most people actually kind of hate it.
Piece of garbage.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this guy here has swivel fins, hinge on the tail fin.
Let me see it. Is it
Uh,
right here?
Yeah, let's grab it. Oh no, the logo. Thank you, Kim.
Save the logo.
Kim coming in clutch.
Kim coming in clutch. Look at that. That is. It was like $6. I almost want to go back and buy a few more. They were.
Wow.
It's just perfect. Like in every single way, this is a perfect figure.
It's really cool. Like considering
And
how
the
simple it is.
Gyarados is so well done.
Dude,
also.
this thing is sweet. No,
It's huge.
is it segmented or is it
Yeah.
just sculpted?
No, it has like hinges and like ratchets.
It's freaking sweet.
Wicked Cool Toys, mark my words, they are, when they took over the line from Tomy, a lot of people, myself included, were kind of worried because Tomy had been in that role for a long time.
Right.
I am blown away.
Yeah.
I have like 7 of their figures already. I have Dragonite, Gengar, Gyarados, Magikarp, Charizard, and Charmander. Fantastic.
Now you've had this Gyarados on a shelf down here for a while,
Yeah.
and I've seen it just from coming in here and doing the podcast. But this is the first time you've actually had it on the table.
Yeah.
The first thing I said when I walked in here was like, "God damn, that Gyarados is sweet!" Like,
Dude, it's fantastic.
actually, like having it right here, like, damn, this thing is awesome.
And I was really concerned because when I purchased it, it was kind of unclear because it was like Amazon was like the first to get it. Like, no other retailer had gotten it yet.
Right.
And there were no reviews on YouTube when I bought it. And in the production photos, they show the stand for it. But in the box description, it didn't really mention it. Fortunately, it does come with the stand. And Magikarp comes with his own little stand as well. But these two are just flawlessly done. I know I'm raving a lot about this simple figure, but
Dude, if it's
this is giving me so much enjoyment.
if it's
This-
something that you get a ton of enjoyment out of, and you're not paying an arm and a fucking leg for it, I say, hey, rave all you want.
Double
That's
win.
not something we all get in this hobby very often.
Yeah.
Something cheap that you actually
And the thing
genuinely
that I
enjoy.
really enjoyed was because Magikarp, like I said, it's such an oddity of a Pokemon for a company to make. All the Pokemon toys that they've had at my Walmart, none of them showed Magikarp on the back of the box. It's like the newest wave that just came out, and so it was out of left field for me. This wasn't even at like their STCC booth. So to see this like in person for the first time yesterday, and to be like, wow, that's a thing, and I have a Gyarados already. I was so happy. I was just genuinely like super
Just
stoked.
over the moon.
Over the moon.
I feel like to find a figure you actually want in stock at a Walmart is
Now I will
rare
say
enough
my
as it is.
Walmart is absolute trash at stocking everything, but for some reason the Wicked Cool Toys people, I don't know how distribution works, Kim, maybe you can shed some light on this, but the shelves are always full of Wicked Cool Toys, and they're not the ones like the Black Series, like the Finn that's still there, or the Kira that's still there from like a year or 2-3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
These are always new figures. I go to Walmart every Monday morning, brand new figures that were not there a week ago.
It could be like an actual vendor coming in and doing it themselves.
I am
Yeah.
so impressed by the way that they stock it. Now, they haven't stocked any of the really cool ones like the Dragonite and the Gyarados, the larger deluxe ones. They're mostly like the ones with the Pokeball or like the 2-packs. But even then, I'm supplementing what I can't get with Amazon, and the ones that I can get at the store, taking full advantage of it because they're just super well done.
So there's something like 807 Pokemon now.
Yeah.
Is that what you're going for?
No, God. I don't have space for that. So Hot Toys threw us a bone this week.
Yeah.
2 bones, actually. I have here my little meme that I made on the internet.
Yeah.
Hulk with the...
I don't actually understand the meme.
Well, in the movie, Hulk gave, I think it was Ant-Man 2
No,
tacos.
no, I understand. What's Bro Thor?
Bro Thor is the Fat Thor.
What? Why are you calling him Bro Thor?
I think that's the
That's what
official
they call
name.
him.
That's the
Is it?
official name.
It's a weird. It should be like sad, depressed.
Because I think they didn't want them to use Thick Thor, the PC culture,
Mm.
so the official Disney name is Bro Thor.
You're like he's not a
Because when I
big.
think of bro, I think of like a frat guy, like
I mean,
Right,
it kind of
yeah.
is, though.
drinking beer. Oh, I guess you're right. Drinking beer and playing Fortnite. Like,
but in like a sad, like oh,
Well, let's get into it. So Hot Toys teased...
I get it now. I didn't know what Bro
Hot
Thor.
Toys
I get it.
teased a 6-scale, I call it onesie Hulk. This figure comes with the gauntlet, comes with the tablet, comes with a few other accessories. Really like the fact that it comes with the posed gauntlet and the snapping pose. And this one retails $375 Q4 2020 release. And I have to say, not super impressed by this. You get the glasses, you get the tablet, like I mentioned, you get some interchangeable gauntlet parts. But overall, like, Hulk in a onesie just is not...
I think we had
Right.
the discussion. Like, if you just included pants, a hoodie, a satchel, and separate hands and feet,
You could have had, like, two...
2 looks.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he comes with glasses, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, dude, just make like a DX version, and
Yeah.
like make it. It's like a one scene wonder Hulk,
and it's
And-
$400.
and it's actually
Well,
Well,
$375.
right, but then tax.
and shipping.
Well, Sideshow doesn't do tax right now.
Well,
Okay, well, shipping is gonna be a bitch,
right.
and it's gonna get lost on a train. Drew writing it, but anyway, this particular Hulk is 30 seconds of the movie because after he snaps, his arm's all fucked up, so you can't even have him in the fight if you
Yeah.
wanted to make that display because his arm gets all fucking jacked up.
Yeah, that is true. It doesn't have, like, the interchangeable bits to make that.
Yeah, so it's
So
like,
this is like a half of a scene. It's not even really like a full scene.
exactly. So it's like, dude, just throw in a fucking hoodie,
Give
a
people some
satchel
value.
and pants.
Yeah.
Yeah, like what the hell?
I think at 375 that'd definitely be possible. Moving forward, I know Manny was super excited about this. This was the, I guess we'll call him Thick Thor, since Bro Thor was out of the. out
I've
of
never
line.
heard that before. I'm sorry.
And-
That's my fault. That's not your fault.
I gotta say, 274 Q1 2021, a little pricey. I think we're getting up there with the Marvel figures, about 275, 280 in-game Cap and Thor. And I mean, I think it looks fine. I don't really have any problems with the sculpt. I don't really have any problems with the effects, and I certainly don't have uh, any problems with the accessories. It comes with the lightning bolts for the chest. Comes with the light up eye effect. Dean, what do you think about this one?
It doesn't look chubby enough to me. But I might want to pick this one up.
Now, interesting to note, the Thanos that was shown in the production photos I have here is zoomed in. Look at it. The Thanos is shown with the nano gauntlet, and this was something that was not shown in the pre-order pictures for that Thanos.
Maybe it's
Now
the
we've
Hulk
seen
one fits him.
We've seen that'd be interesting. We've seen this red gauntlet, I believe, was with the Mark 85 battle damaged.
Right.
But it's interesting to see it here because it seems like the armor, specifically on the back, is pretty damaged. There's like scratches and just all kinds of damage on it.
So it could be a whole new.
A lot of people are thinking it could be a battle damaged Thanos, which would be.
That would make sense. They did 2 fucking Mark 85s.
It would definitely make sense. So keep an eye out for that. But that's going to be an interesting release. I personally don't see myself getting this. I know Manny day one pre-ordered it. Dean, when do you think you'd make the decision to buy this if you did decide to buy it?
The Thor?
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe around Christmas. Because it comes out 2021?
Yes.
That's 2 years away.
Pretty far.
That is definitely quite far. But it seems like that's Hot Toys,
MO.
Yeah, they're kind of like releasing some of these figures like really
But
far out.
Are they? Because sometimes I feel like they come out really soon. Like, too soon. Like, wait, didn't they just announce this shit and it's already out? Like, all the Spider-Mans, the Spider-Punk, and
Well, the
Scarlet
Spider-Mans,
Spider.
those were, like, some of them were Toy Fair exclusives, so they were, going to be out quick. Some of them were movie promo exclusives, like the re-release of the red and blue suit.
Okay.
Advanced suit, I think that one's been out for... I don't know if it's been that long, but that one
It
was...
doesn't feel like it's been 2 fucking years.
No. I'm saying their new MO is releasing figures 2 years out.
Oh, I guess. Yeah, because I had the same complaint with the Star-Lord. It's like, you've already made this figure. Why is it taking you another 2 years to come out with it?
Yeah. Here's the accessory shot here of the Thor, but...
Quick question.
Sure.
So I'm as a not big into 1/6, like I love them, but they're just like in a different collecting kind of region that I currently collect in.
Uh-huh.
But as far as like price points, looking at the Thor and what he comes with and the sculpt and like the armor and the weapons versus the Hulk, is that typical? Like, do you think that's a
Well, you're
good
certainly
price point
you're
for the
certainly
difference?
paying more for the Hulk because he's a massive figure. He's
Yeah.
going to tower over
because he's larger
most,
kind of thing?
He'd probably be touching the top of this cabinet. Maybe a little
little
short.
less, but
Definitely taller
you're
than
certainly
the
paying
box.
for the height. You're certainly paying for the license. Like, you can get some of the newer Star Wars figures, like the Mandalorian was like $241, and that's a full.
And that's with the markup.
Yeah. Well, both of these are with the markup,
Oh, okay.
but the compare that to $274 for in-game Thor. Maybe in-game Thor has a little bit more effect pieces, and he does have an LED light-up feature, but Hot Toys is kind of hit or miss. Like Wicket, I think that was like $190, but for the same price point, you can get the Stormtrooper, which was like $185. So there's not really a rhyme or reason. I think it really depends on the license, and I think it really depends on if there's a
Demands.
demand.
If they think people
And then
are gonna
also
pay for
the
it.
the
Quantity.
actors license themselves. So like Tony
that
Stark
makes sense,
figures tend to command a pretty good price. Now they are die-cast, but I don't know that 100% has to do with the prices.
Yeah.
But the die-cast Iron Man, they come at about $400 to $430 now, and I think that's about $50 to. I think $375, $385 is about where they should be. Civil War Iron Man, which has a diorama base, tons of parts they can swap out. I think that one retailed for like $340, $330. I thought that was a very decent value. I know the Mark 6 retailed about that price point as well. So I think some people think that Hot Toys is trying to predict these tariffs, and trying to price them accordingly because, they don't really know what the political environment is going to be 2 years from now.
Right.
That's true.
But at the same time, it's like they're not going to give you money back if the tariffs
Right,
aren't
yeah.
there. So
Sure.
it's really hard to say. Teen, what do you think about the prices?
I've been saying it for a while because the prices keep getting a little higher and a little higher and a little higher. If you keep paying for it, they're just gonna think it's okay to charge you more.
That's true.
Yeah, and that's part of, for me personally, I really try not to buy a lot of things new. 251 for the advanced suit Spider-Man was, I think, a smidge high, about $5 or $10 too high. But I don't think it was egregious. Like I would not have paid 275 for that figure.
Right.
I think like I know Jason Nelson mentions it quite a bit that he thinks Hot Toys should cap off at 180, and that's what they are roughly at Secret Base. We
Right.
pay a certain increase. We call it the sideshow tax.
Right.
That's not a formal tax by any means. That's just the price that they're charging us to
Import
import
them.
these, store
Sure.
them,
And ship
and deal
them.
with pay for the cost of the staff and whatnot.
Right. Distribution costs money.
Yep, everything costs money. So what we have here on the screen is the Lim Toys Advanced Suit Spider-Man sculpt. And Dean, I'm really glad that we held off. I was showing you a
Yeah,
sculpt
you-
about 2 months ago,
You kept sending me sculpts. I was like, dude, none of these are good.
and we ended up deciding to hold off. But Lim Toys put up this sculpt. It
I
is.
seen Wii. I wasn't interested.
Well, I was talking to you about it. This is $35. Comes out Q1 2020, and the prototypes look fantastic. I think it looks like a really good fit on the body.
It's a little soft to me. Maybe it's because the game makes
Well, the game
it
does make him look like.
a little crisper, but I mean, it looks like him, like 100%. The hair looks fucking amazing.
$35 also.
That's a $35.
That's a
sculpt.
great price. I mean,
I've spent more on head sculpts for sure.
oh yeah.
I would pay.
I mean, there's 112 scale head sculpts that are $35, $45.
Yeah,
That's-
Cody
that's a
buys
great
like
price.
those.
Man,
They're called like man nipple or something like that.
Man-
Yeah, man nipple.
Hey, What is it called?
Man nipple. It's MANNIP.
It's probably like maniple, like a
Yeah.
mandible, but a maniple. But yeah,
But spelled man nipple.
Yeah, right.
which are Zach's favorite kind of nibbles.
Yeah, those are the best.
I'm not even gonna.
It's freaking
entertain
sweet,
you.
dude. I really like it. I don't know if I would buy one, even if I had this figure. But it looks fucking good.
I have to say it does look pretty good. I ordered one. I got it on TNS.
Nice.
So it should be here.
Yeah, I saw you on the post. Buy one.
Yep. The comedian went up for pre-order, and last show
Dude,
we did not have a price in mind. I was thinking it would be about
you
$235.
guessed pretty high.
Uh,
Or these motherfuckers just came in real low.
185 Q4 2019 buys you the comedian. This comes with 3 head sculpts, the pistol, the flowers, the mask, the cigarette, 6 hands, a base, and I think this is a really fine figure.
3 head sculpts?
I still think that the SW Toys, for me personally, is the better buy in terms of price. I'm not going to use all 3 head sculpts,
Right.
and I don't ever use bases, so I would be paying for a lot of things that I wouldn't get a lot of use out of.
Right.
But I will say this looks really good. The only complaint that I really have is I think the stitching looks way too big on the suit. But that is like a super, super minor thing, compared to how good this whole figure looks overall.
Right.
Dean, are you surprised by that price at all?
Yeah, because like I said, 3 head sculpts. We were talking in the 230s, which sounded right to me. And then literally, like, we put the show up, and then like a minute later, they posted the price. I was like, holy shit! I mean, I think like $30 a head sculpt. You're paying 110 just for the fucking everything else. I think it's a good deal.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, I definitely think it's a good deal there. So next up we have the Aquaman. This was the $157 Atlas King of Atlantis version. This comes out Q4 2019. We're having some slide trouble, so bear with me here. But I think this figure looks interesting. It's very stylized.
Well, the body is.
Yeah, it's.
The head's not.
I know some people were saying they either liked it or they didn't.
What's happening over here?
The stupid mouse is not working very well. It's starting to.
I think there was somebody had mentioned that they would have liked to see, because they said the body was so stylized, they would have liked to see that continue up through the whole figure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jason.
Okay, so we're back on
Jason
track.
Nelson said that, which is true. It's like everything's kind of angular, like the muscles. It looks like almost like a one of those Disney toy box figures, and then you get to the head, and it's like, oh, it's like a photoreal.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of weird.
I like the head sculpt. I think I like the flowing up of
Yeah,
the head
that's
sculpt.
cool. Like he's in the water.
I'm not a huge Aquaman fan, so this is a pretty easy pass.
Yeah, I'm not even considering it.
Asmith showed off their Witch King figure, and this one comes in at $200, and this is coming out Q1 2020.
I was gonna joke, it was gonna be too expensive, but that's not bad.
No, it's not a bad price at all. Easy pass for me. I think the only figure that I will probably get from this line is the Crown Series Gandalf the Grey.
Right.
Though lately I've been kind of like wondering where I'm gonna put it, and kind of having some second doubts on that figure.
Oh, but here's what you need to do.
Not second doubts on the quality. I should
Yeah.
just say second thoughts about where I'm going to.
Well, here's what you do.
Tell me.
You binge watch the entire trilogy,
And the Hobbit, because he's Gandalf the Grey.
and then you'll figure out exactly what you want.
Real quick, we got Greg in the chat. We got Fernando in the chat. Sorry, guys, I'm having some tech issues, so I haven't really been watching the chat thing. But
Yeah,
this,
what a guy.
this damn
Hey,
mouse is
hey guys.
He's trying his best. Hey, Kim's here
Hey,
too.
hey, welcome. No, I mean welcome.
We have
Welcome
Kim
to
in
the
the chat. Let's get into new releases. Crait Luke was released by Hot Toys. And Dean, I saw The Temptation. Tell me about it.
I hate the fact that I even want this fucking thing.
It looks fantastic.
It looks so good.
I hate this scene. I hate this movie.
This
Frankly,
movie-
I don't even really care about this trilogy.
So torn.
Dude, I'm right there with
but
you.
it looks
Fuck this trilogy.
stunning.
But it's like, damn, this is like the actual, probably only aged Jedi Luke figure we're ever gonna get. Now, I do want the Luke from The Force Awakens,
Yeah.
just because in that one particular scene, it was like magnanimous. Like, oh my god, it's Luke, he's back. Little did we know what the fuck they were gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
But this one too, man. This is like, I would ditch the shawl kind of hooded thing, and just have him in like the outfit. But other than that, like, this thing looks fucking awesome.
I have to agree.
It
This looks fucking stunning.
Yeah, I'm gonna. And now this is
And this-
out ready to ship, or
This is out ready to ship in Hong Kong.
okay, so
They released in Hong Kong already.
okay. And do you know how much it is?
You might want to look it up. I'm not sure how much it is on Sideshow's website, but I think I hate that I'm tempted by this, but it looks pretty fucking good. What
It's like it's Luke, you know.
do you think, Kim?
I mean, the picture of him taking his hood off.
Iconic.
Yeah, it's like
I think that this will fill a niche in a lot of people's collection.
When they posted the picture, I think it was Brian posted
Yeah.
the pictures. I was like, fuck, I gotta watch that scene. So I pulled the scene up. I was like, this scene fucking sucks. But goddamn, this is a cool figure.
Another release that is a very interesting one, Dean. Killmonger.
A
Now,
lot of people are on the fence about this one.
for no reason at all, I did not like the film, did not like the final product. I am tempted.
you didn't like the film.
I was okay. I mean, it just felt like I was watching The Lion King, but like for grown-ups. Like,
You know, it's interesting. The first time I watched it, I was like, amazing. The second time I watched it, I was like, oh.
It's not good. I don't know why
I
people
don't-
have
I don't-
such a high.
I don't know. I just part of it may be Dean.
Where's
I mentioned
Rainer at?
part of it may be
Maybe Rainer could tell us about it. So
that. Oh God. Part of it may be that I don't watch all the MCU films. So
That's
Klaus,
true.
Klaus, I think his name is. What movie is he from? Is he from Winter Soldier?
no, he's from Age of Ultron
Briefly.
and.
Talking about Claw, right?
Yeah,
The Monkey Man. What's his name?
yeah.
The guy who plays Caesar. I'm totally losing him right
Oh,
now.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
the guy who plays literally every CG character ever.
I know who you're talking about, but I can't.
Anyway, so what films is he from?
Circus. Andy Circus.
Andy Serkis. Okay.
Yeah, Age of Ultron.
So
and another one I forget.
whatever films he's in, I hadn't really seen those films, or if I mean I've seen Age of Ultron, but I didn't really pay attention to that character. So his inclusion in the film and his arc in the film, I think
Lucas 235.
Lucas 235. I think those should have had more of an impact on me, but I was
Kinda
like,
fell flat.
who's this dude? Why is this dude here?
Right.
This dude doesn't even fit in. Oh my god, Dean, you're killing me here. And I really feel like this is a decent looking figure. I think the proportions look really good. I think the accessories look really good. I still don't understand why they went with this god awful print here. You can see on the left we have the prototype, and the print, specifically the printed lines, are very subtle. They're almost like dotted. And it seems like with the final product they went with like this all out neon yellow. And I think it looks bad.
Yeah.
And for no reason at all, I'm still super tempted. I've seen some people's unboxings of this figure. The head sculpt looks stunning. I think it sits a little high on the neck. But I am genuinely tempted by this. If I can find this figure for like 175, I think I'll pull the trigger.
I was gonna say, just based on your collection, it literally doesn't fit in anywhere.
It really doesn't.
Now,
But-
with someone like Gandalf, you could futz it in its own shelf. Killmonger, it's like, why? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where it would go, and there's not really a good place at all, but damn if it doesn't look good.
Yeah, because like right here you have what's his name, Russell Crowe,
Gladiator?
Maximus,
Maximus?
Maximus Decimus Meridius or whatever. Like he's
Shout out.
a pretty iconic character in his own right, in his own film. You
Yeah.
could have him on the shelf by himself, and people be like, yeah. But like you just have like Killmonger, people are like, is that Black Panther?
They'd be like, "Oh, dude,
Like-
you have a Decimus Meridius? Nice."
I could put Decimus Meridius with Killmonger.
Yeah, it's just like I don't know. It just seems like at least at full retail, it's like why bother? Unless you had like a full on Black Panther shelf, or even just Black Panther by himself, you could also pair him with that. But it's just like, or shit. Even if you had what's her name, the sister
Mm-hmm. Shuri?
Shuri, because they have a fight scene together.
Yeah.
Sure, cool, do that.
Shuri.
Sure.
Shuri, go ahead. But anyway, I don't know. Just like if you just get you specifically, if you just get Killmonger, it's like why?
That's kind of like the story of the collector life, though, right? Because we get into this, like, "Oh man, this is awesome. I love it,"
That's
and then
true.
you get it, and then you're like, "Ooh, where am I gonna put this?"
Yeah, that happened to me with my the Sucker Punch figure, my Ghost in the Shell figure. Like those are really beautifully well done figures, but it's like they're kind of just on the shelf by themselves. It's weird.
Yeah. Ecto 1 from Blitzway moved into imminent arrival. I've seen a few websites sending out the get your shit in order emails to their customers. I know a lot of people are looking forward to this, but it does not really do anything for me. But I thought it would be good to mention because I know a lot of people have been asking quite
What?
regularly.
This is 6 scale.
6 scale from
Oh, wow.
the original Ghostbusters.
Huge, right?
It's
Yeah.
it's massive.
It's probably like from here to the end of the table.
Yeah.
Dean, our good friends at Super Mad Toys had another delay. They announced
My
on
God. I just saw you post on their page too. Somebody asked a question like, is there an update? And you were like, yo, their last update was a month ago saying they were late.
Now, the crux of this update was basically the holster that they're going to do is going to be made in plastic combined with leather instead of all leather or pleather. And as annoying as this is definitely a good thing. I had the black box version, and that holster was an absolute nightmare to get it to sit right. And because the holster
Kind
itself
of hang.
is really weird. It's not like any holster that
Yeah, because those guns are weird.
yeah, the guns are kind of weird. The holster's kind of weird. I mean, I'm not that into holsters, but I've never seen a holster that looked like the toy that I received was supposed to look. So trying to figure out how to get the gun in there was just super awkward. This looks much cleaner. So this isn't the worst delay in the world, but at the same time, it's like, this figure's like 2 years late and I've already paid it off like 2 years ago. So getting a little frustrated there. Kim, you had a wonderful weekend. You had lots of friends come over and you had a building party. So Tell me how it went, and I'll cycle through some of these photos as you go. But let's hear about it.
Yeah, it really was a blast. It was.
He invited me. I couldn't go.
I know.
He invited me too, but I don't want to get everyone sick with throat.
Yeah, and we share
sore
cups.
throat.
There was only one cup, and we passed around, and we got weird
that
if we got
would
everybody.
There's
sick.
blood everywhere. I heard too.
Yeah, yeah. It was great. Me, Chang, Jesus, and Hector. We're trying to get this thing where we're coming together, spend some time, hang out, a bunch of cool people, just doing stuff we love. And it was actually Jesus's first Gundam build.
Yeah, I saw that he had posted up. I think either on Geek Mill or Stash Bin that
Mm-hmm.
he had a good time. So
Yeah, it was his first one. He was kind of intimidated, and it can be an intimidating thing to have all these panels, and you've got to cut them, and there's these horror stories of
Yeah,
cutting them in half.
For sure. Oh, dude, that happened to us one time. We were building that Millennium Falcon. You remember?
yes, that was an
And
honor.
Bandai has, I don't know what their science or magic they're using, but they have a really unique way of doing model kits that no one else does. The instructions to this Millennium Falcon were
This one wasn't Bandai though.
garbage. No, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Really?
Yeah,
I'm used to Bandai kits that are
they're
so
not even in
I mean,
English, but you
well
don't understand
thought
them.
out. Yeah. And so we're building this Falcon, and I was like, oh, I guess I snipped this part off. And it was like an integral part of the landing gear.
Oh, no.
And I was like, well,
But it just looked like Flash.
yeah, it just looked like Flash.
Flash is like
extra.
Flash is like like an extra bit of plastic that you're supposed to remove.
Right.
Dude, yeah, and I ruined
And
it.
on the Bandai kits, they highlight in very
yeah.
easy to understand photos what is crucial to the build and what you can remove.
Yeah, I mean, dude, there's nothing like a Bandai kit. If it's not a Bandai kit, I won't build it.
We never finished that model kit.
No, it's in pizzas in my, and I paid a lot of money for
It
that
was a
fucking thing.
nightmare.
Let's see. What's interesting about the Bandai kits too is if there's even a piece that looks like it could be confused with a nub or something, it'll be like, hey, don't cut this. Like there'll be scissors and it's don't touch
Yeah.
it.
So it looks like we have a Zaku here, and then someone put a Gundam in a beer. I think the real highlight of this photo, though, is someone has their Christmas tree up.
Well, so this is actually two different ones. This is two different.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
You
so this
son
was-
of a bitch. I
yes,
told you to send me
surprise.
pictures from this weekend, and you send me the.
I was like, we're looking for a photographer. No, but this was our second build night that we've done so far, and we have another one planned for November. It's gonna be
This next photo
bigger
made me
and better
laugh.
and
This
continuous.
Grandpa.
So it looks
Gundam
like we have
Goro.
a gold Gundam, and then we have RX-78 Gundam rocking the forearm look with Goro. So tell me what the story is here.
So that was Daniel Cazzulo, Dennis Chang, get them a little sauced up, and next thing you know, they're doing terrible things with Gundams. That came out
So
wrong.
does this gun, yeah, right? Does this RX-78, is it designed to have two torsos, or are they
No,
just...
no, that's a custom, Geek Mill custom.
Ooh.
Taking liberties.
That's hilarious.
So y'all did, I think if I remember correctly, y'all did First Blood trophy.
Yeah.
So tell me how that went.
So it was like prophetic almost. Dennis, the day of the build, posts a photo of a guy, working on a Gundam and like,
Oh God, that was disgusting.
yeah,
that
it
he
starts
posted.
and then by the end he's like dead just from like, razor blade
Bloodlines.
himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're making jokes about it, who's gonna get cut first. The next thing you know, Hector's like, oh, I nicked myself a little bit, ha ha ha. Maybe like an hour, 2 hours into the build, he's just like, he just stands up and doesn't say anything. And Chang's like, "You're all right?" He's like, "I'm bleeding." It's got a pretty good cut. We got him sutured up though. It wasn't too bad.
Holy crap, he needed sutures?
No. I mean,
I was like, damn.
like anytime I have to
One
get out
those,
of my
like,
chair.
Staple guns like John Wick when he
Yeah,
gets stabbed.
he was ambulatory. We're like 911.
Jesus Christ.
He was there.
So, I think this is the second one that y'all have done, right?
Yeah.
So you guys have done two. How often is it your goal to have these?
I'd like to do
Gundam
them.
parties?
We'd like to do them monthly.
Okay.
I mean, once we can get it going, like I said, the first one was real small, and this next one was a little bit bigger. So, as we grow and more people are interested in trying, exploring the whole Gundam thing, that's what's cool about it. Is it's not like you have to build a whole Gundam the first night. A lot of guys were asking me like, "Do I need to buy one from you?" Nope. Like I have them.
Yeah.
But it's not like come buy a Gundam and then build it here. It's, if you want one of the ones I have, I've got them at retail. If you find one out in town that you want or Amazon,
Can
just,
people bring like Star Wars model
oh yeah,
kits?
yeah,
or-
anything. It's not really about building.
It's not.
Gundams.
It's just like just to hang
It's
out.
more about hanging out. You don't even have to build anything. If you just want to come and hang out and throw back a few beers.
Come and hang out and curse you out for beating me in fantasy last week. What? That was dirty. Kim did me dirty in fantasy.
All days.
Fucking disgusting.
Yeah, he asked me to come, and I was like, dude, the only model kit I have is that $200 Wing Zero. I was like, that's gonna take me way longer than a night. And I was like, I don't want to like take the kit, unbox everything, start, and then put it all back together. I was like, I'll lose something or break something. Or...
All I built was, oh, so this is something. That's what I can't always
No.
He's actually
What
pretty,
the F?
pretty sturdy. So this is the Gundam that I built, the Crossbones. So for like 6 hours, this is what I built.
That's like his back rocket booster.
Yeah, it's like an
portion.
escape pod. So it actually
Oh, very cool.
closes up,
It's pretty dope.
and he's got
Which Gundam is this again?
this is the Crossbones,
Yeah.
and so it even the little
Little hatch opens.
Mm.
the hatch opens. So this is what I did. Well, really, what I did is I lined the panels.
Yeah.
And for those of you who don't know, basically what it does is what I did is I used ink to color in all the lines.
Like pen ink or
Yeah, pen ink. I actually went to Hobby Lobby and picked up one of those like fountain pen
Yeah.
kind of deals and like a little cup of ink. And instead of using like spraying it with a clear coat and letting it sit for 24 hours and then coming back and using the Tamiya panel liner.
That stuff is not good for Gundams.
Right, and-
It really eats into plastic. I don't know how people do it.
And
Every time I've ever used it, it's disintegrated the model.
yeah, he gave me a Boba Fett that he did. Dude, I didn't even have that thing for 2 hours. And
it just fell apart.
the shoulders exploded.
really crazy.
The legs cut like.
I like
broken in half.
the Gundam pins though. Those are pretty nice.
It looked fantastic. That Boba Fett looked amazing, but yeah, it's just like it's like brittle.
Well, what's crazy is I actually used one of the Gundam pens on a little one of the little small box 30-second build kind of ones, and all I did was the Gundam pen on it just to color in the shoulders, and the same thing happened. It just totally ate it, and it just brittled and it fell apart. So I was like, I want to try something
For the
different.
pin?
Yeah, like
Wow,
the marker.
really?
Well, it was the marker, the Gundam
Well, yeah,
marker.
yeah.
But I would still think that it shouldn't do that.
That's interesting. I've never had that.
And I looked up, ink for Gundams, and I couldn't find anything. But I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try it. On Reddit, there was a thread, and it was talking about how it would take forever to dry and all this other stuff. But I did it, and I don't know if nobody just wants to talk about it. It's it's sacrilege, But it actually worked really well, and I'm really happy with the result.
Yeah. This is that Gundam here.
Yeah, the
fighting
small
a
one.
bigger Gundam.
Yeah, that's the red frame.
Is
Ashtray?
that correct
Master
scale?
grade. Yeah, that's Master Grade 1/100.
Oh, okay. 'Cause this is a 144.
Right, and also that's the real grade 144, so he's
Okay.
hyper detailed.
Okay. Yeah, dude, real grades are fucking sweet. I want the real grade Talgies. Do you have one?
No, I don't think so. Not in stock.
You bastard.
Let's talk custom corner, and we'll focus on
No.
some cool things going on in the community. Now, Marco
Beautiful.
Art is working on a smiling sculpt Joker, and the thing that's kind of interesting about this piece here is the hands and the face are one piece.
Ooh, weird.
Because achieving that in 6 scale with the
Oh, yeah.
articulation is very difficult.
Yeah.
And then to be able to put those in and out and
Yeah.
risk breaking the fingers.
I think it looks pretty cool.
Looks good.
Not my cup of tea though. I think I'd rather just have him, in the red suit, not doing that smile. But I know that is available for pre-order on his page.
Yeah.
C-Ray Customs is doing a battle damaged Thanos arm / gauntlet post snap.
It's pretty sweet.
And he mentions that the added material that the is adding to create this piece exceeded a bit of his initial cost, and so the people that pre-ordered in advance are going to be locked into his old price, and then the newer customers are going to come in at a different price. We've seen this a few times with Jazz Inc. dioramas, and you know, a lot of these people are making small batch run products. Sometimes it does cost a little bit more to put out a product. And yeah, I think the big hang up was the gauntlet on the original was not removable. So that is C-Ray Customs. He's made some really cool Kylo Ren sculpts in the past. And for those people that want to emulate that battle damage Thanos look from Infinity War, this is
Go for it.
yeah, go for it, I guess.
It looks great. Does he do the painting, or do you just get the raw sculpt and you paint it?
That I am not sure. I think C-Ray Customs does do some painting, but I think at this probably like most people they make it so you can buy it painted or you can have your own painter tackle it. Dean, I did some customizing this week. I mentioned it on the last podcast.
Dude, you did customizing basically before the end of last show. You'd already started.
What do you mean?
Before we were done recording last week, you already started on this guy.
No, I didn't.
Hey, did you had him out of the box? You were getting all your shit ready? You didn't like have like ink.
Oh, yeah. I was
you
like
were,
planning out my... Yeah, I had all the paints purchased and
Before I
everything.
got home, you sent me pictures.
Dude, I got right into it. So what I did is I used liquid mask on the visor. Kim, you can go and grab and check it out. I put liquid mask on the visor, and I was like, you know, I could airbrush the red and the bone color, but I was thinking like this is Star Wars. This is supposed to be kind of nitty gritty. This is a guy that's kind of piecing his shit together. So I painted it all by hand, repainted all the red, repainted the tan, kept the jumpsuit the same color, and kept the undershirt the same color. And then I also repainted the helmet. But I'm really happy with it. I used some
Dude, the
pigments.
helmet looks good.
I used some chipping. I used Rust-Oleum chrome. And then I brought that back down with some Tamiya weathering kits. And I didn't touch either of the guns or any of the leather bits. But I'm just really happy with it. I think it came out really good compared to the factory coloration. It's a little deeper of color, and the weathering's a little bit cleaner. I think Hasbro just kind of went apeshit crazy on this one, but
Yeah.
I kind of kept the weathering to the actual spots on the armor that have damage, and I really like it. Dean, what do you think about it?
It's very nice.
Yeah, it looks
Almost-
great.
Almost makes me regret opening my carbonized one because I could have just got one of these and have you. This is better than what
Thank
I
you.
got.
Well, what? I don't understand. So, you say you regret opening your carbonized one?
Yeah, because I could have just bought a regular one.
Oh, you
and
mean you
have
regret
this,
buying the carbonized one?
Well, I mean, I probably would have bought it anyway and just had it, but
I
Like,
get what you're saying.
opening it because I could have gotten a regular one and then have you done this and make it look even better.
Yeah, because I really couldn't do anything for the carbonized one because it's like basically the whole figure would need to be
I'm
repainted.
I'm so disappointed with that figure.
Really.
There are bits to it that are really cool, but the paint is just
It's not very durable.
It's
Super
like-
matte? Or...
no. It's really pretty, but yeah, it's not durable at all. Like the littlest like fingernail scratch on it, and just the whole thing will just start
Really?
peeling. Yeah.
Let's get into some movie news real quick as we come towards the end of the show. John Boyega's agent started a rumor that October 21st we would see, which is next Monday Night Football, we would see the Star Wars trailer. And John has released 2 tweets yesterday, a few days ago, saying he doesn't know when the trailer's coming out. I haven't made any announcements about it, so let's just wait for the studio to release it. I definitely think it's soon, though. Release is around the corner, so I'm sure the gears are in motion. That's my honest take on it. Now relax. And it just seems like he probably tweeted some shit, or his manager tweeted some shit they weren't supposed to, and now he's trying to walk it back. A lot of people seem to think that the next trailer is coming. Personally,
Also, does it fucking matter if we know when it comes out?
well, I like to watch it when it comes out. Like,
Yeah,
to
but
watch
that's
it
what I'm
live.
saying. Like, who cares if we know now or when it comes out? It's like, dude, next week. It comes out next week. It comes out. It's like,
You got to build the hype.
it's like, guys, we don't know when it's gonna be released in theaters. It's just gonna happen. It's like, no.
Well,
like,
people know that Collecting Weekly comes out Wednesdays around 11 o'clock.
Right.
And they expect it. They can plan around it.
That's what I'm saying. So who cares? Or why are people upset that he's? I don't know how
Well,
articulating
I
this.
think it's my understanding that initially the rumor was supposed to come out yesterday, and I think that's why there's backlash, because it didn't drop. And now the new rumor is like next Monday.
Okay.
I think
that
that's
makes
my
sense.
understanding.
Yeah, disappointment is never the right
Okay,
type of.
that makes sense.
Maybe
but
that's
it's like,
that's
yo,
how I understood
next
it.
Monday, and it's like, oh, no, I didn't say next Monday. It's not. It's like, well,
And then there's all
even
that
if you-
rage of like, where is it? Where is it? Like, it's not just.
Now, in Spider-Man news, the Venom director Ruben Flesher says Sony is building towards a confrontation between Tom Hardy's Venom and Tom Holland's Spider-Man. This is
Stupid.
reported by a bunch of people, but
Stupid.
You don't like Venom, or you don't like
They
Tom
set
Hardy?
Venom up as a good guy. That's what that was the only problem with that movie. He's not a
Yes.
bad
So-
guy. At all.
They gotta like walk it back.
so that
Exactly.
I'm not like the biggest Venom fan. I do like the character,
I love that movie, and it's a great movie.
but that really surprised me at the end when he was like, "Okay, we're just gonna kill bad guys and we're gonna be like a good guy."
Exactly.
That threw me for such
it's
a
so
loop.
stupid.
It really like stuck out to me, and I never talked to you about this movie because I saw it so late.
Yeah,
but I'm
yeah.
glad that you mentioned that.
Okay, because you don't need to make Venom a good guy for people to like him. They like him because he's not a good guy.
Because in the comics, he's a bad guy, right?
Well,
He starts out as a bad, and then he goes to good, and then he goes. I mean, he kind
yeah,
of
it's like an
fluctuates,
anti-hero.
but you can't
But
just
it's like
skip straight to like.
They didn't set him up as an anti-hero in
Yeah.
this movie, like at all.
Yeah.
So it's like, why would I want to see him fight Spider-Man? I want to see them team up.
Yeah,
and-
like what's gonna happen to make him not be a anti-hero?
Yeah.
Like
and and the bad thing is it's not necessarily Venom. It's Tom Hardy, his character. What's his name? Is it Eddie Brock?
Eddie Brock.
yeah.
Okay, so Eddie Brock sets the rules. Like, we're not gonna kill innocent people. We're gonna kill bad people. So it's like, it's not the symbiote. It's the character, Tom Hardy's character, that's setting the rules. So what's gonna happen exactly? Like, what's gonna happen with Eddie Brock now being okay with being a bad guy? Because Peter Parker's a fucking sweetheart. That motherfucker's not gonna be bad. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't see how they could work this out. I don't know. I think it's a stupid idea.
I'd rather see Carnage.
Right? Have them team up
Yeah, I
and
wanna
fight
see-
Carnage. Okay,
yeah.
that one makes sense. Now that you brought that up, I forgot about that.
But then it's almost like they have to go back and make Venom a villain, and then have Carnage come out and be a worse villain, and then have Venom go, okay, here you Spider-Man, like I need you to help me kill this worse villain.
Yeah, I don't know. I had actually surprised me with this. I hadn't heard this, so I'm like not prepared at
Yeah,
all.
so a few people reported it. Dean, let's talk about what really grinds my gears.
Oh, Sands.
Sand.
Yeah, lack of oil changes.
Now, I need to get oil change bad. I've been so poor. I need to get oil change bad, though.
I just keep putting
I
it off.
fucking hate oil changes.
So oil changes grind our
It's
gears.
like,
Shit.
oh, there goes 70 bucks down the drain.
So, this week, Seamgate 2.0 has reared its ugly head.
Oh,
A lot of people were discovering that their Stanley spacesuit figures, a lot of people were trying to get them in the United States. And a lot of people are noticing that these figures have pretty nasty seams in the head sculpts. Now, these seams are the result of the molding process. So the way that most molding works, at least how I imagine this molding works, is there's a part A and a part B, two halves of the mold. They're sandwiched together, and resin is poured in. You get a excellent looking sculpt. But the one side effect of that is you have a very small line of flash. We talked about flash earlier in the show. Now, when you have this flash, you can remove it, and that is a process that can be tedious, or you keep it. And in the case of Hot Toys here, for Stanley, they decided to keep it. Now, there have been some examples that were worse than this. There have been some examples that were better than this. There's been some figures that, are similar in that they're a human head with hair that are widely reported not to really have a seam line, and some that do have a seam line. And the thing that really grinds my gears is Hot Toys continues to charge top dollar pricing for these figures. And they build themselves, and I say this all the time, they build themselves as being the best in the biz. Now, Dean, you showed me some pictures earlier of your 11 Jon Snow head sculpt, and that does have a seam running in the same area. And I can live with that. That's a $35 head sculpt.
I think it was
Produced-
less, wasn't it?
I
I don't remember. What
I'm
I
not going
paid
to
for
get caught on that, but it's produced, designed, printed, casted, painted by one person.
it. Right.
And I can accept that. Now, when you look at custom sculptors like Inigo or any number of people that are making custom head sculpts, our Sebastian Shaw, for example, had no... It was made by the exact same process, very minor mold line that was easily removed. And the thing is like, well, these are mass-produced, and that would be difficult to do. That is true. These are definitely made at a scale greater than Inigo is producing, or that we produce with Shaw.
Yeah, they probably produce more of these than Inigo produces all year.
Yeah, they're probably producing in the thousands. But nothing about making a hot toy is easy. Patterning these patterns, sewing these masters, creating these accessories, painting these, applying decals.
Yeah, that fucking space suit alone on this
The
thing is
entire
amazing.
process is not for the faint-hearted. And so I can't really accept the logic that this is too difficult to do. I think that if Hot Toys wants to continue to bill itself as a museum quality replica, figure scale company, what have you, I think they really have to go back to the drawing board on things like this. Very simple things that can be addressed early in the production process. And, you know, they just got to knock these out of the park because, you know, it's bad enough that this happens, but it's even worse when there's some people that have really, really clean seam lines and other people have really terrible ones. So it's not that it's not possible to get it right. It's just how long do you want to spend doing quality control and the very minor details that take a really awesome figure to the next level. That was our big issue with Seamgate, with the dome, and that's our big issue with, that's my big issue with this sculpt.
And it's Stan Lee.
Yeah,
I mean,
give the motherfucker some justice.
Yeah, of all the people
You're only making a fuck ton of money because of him.
to accept that type of quality on, I mean, you just
Yeah, and there's a lot of things that a lot of people give Hot Toys crap about. One of the big things is like, oh, this body doesn't really work for this figure. But I'm willing to let things like that slide because every actor's body is completely different, and they have a
Right.
roster of like probably 20 bodies they use for different figures.
Yeah.
I can live with that. But things like this that are very easy to address, very visible, and a very good indicator of how much quality control is done in the production process,
Right.
it just really bothers me. So that's what really grinds my gears. What do you guys think about it?
I agree.
100%.
But like Kim said, it's like, it's fucking Stan Lee. Like,
Yeah.
if you're going to take a little extra time on anything, do it with Stan.
Yeah.
Come on, we miss you, Stan.
Like I said, you're only making money hand over fist because of Stan Lee.
Right, exactly.
All these characters, like, I know you're paying licensing rights and shit, but it's like, people love his work. That's what they're paying for.
Yep. Dean, we have a breast cancer awareness shirt that we are selling.
Yeah, we do.
TeePublic. 100% of the proceeds plus 100% go towards the Susan G. Komen Foundation of San Antonio.
That's right.
We've sold one shirt, so that is about $6 we've managed to donate so far.
Dude, we're going to fucking beat this thing.
So, okay.
Is there a link on there? There's a
Fernando
link
says
That's me trying to
it's-
get people to buy
Fernando
the
says
shirt.
it's worse, not worst.
Dude, I'm literally sitting here this entire time like, why does he keep saying words?
I heard that the last time you said it, and I was like, oh,
You've
It's
done
a
like,
it's a past present participle. It
Yeah.
doesn't work like that.
you've done the,
It doesn't work
you've
like
done
that.
this like all episodes. Like
Fernando,
4
I don't
times.
think that you understand how the English language works.
No, it's
I'd rather worst
it's
than worser.
bad, worse, and worst.
What about worstest?
So
Yeah, this is the worst thing that they could
or
do.
worst fest?
yeah, but I don't know.
What is this, Grammar Weekly? Dean, we're doing a spoiler cast of the Joker tomorrow.
Yeah, we are.
It's gonna be a little late. It's gonna be about 10 o'clock.
Yeah, because you're a bitch.
No, I got.
I didn't mean that. I don't
got
know why I said it.
friends.
I don't know why I said it.
So
I
angry.
hope that you trip and fall, Dean. Your ankle is just mangled.
Dude, listen
beyond
to this guy.
recognition.
You're a hateful bitch.
Who is this guy?
So
He
angry.
comes on here, he squeaks his straw, squeaking his straw all show,
Oh yeah, fuck
trying to order Gundams in the middle of the show. Who is this guy?
Zoids.
Anyways,
Yeah.
Dude, don't
That's-
even get me started on Zoids.
That's what I was asking. If he's gonna get the Zoids kits.
Are you gonna get the Berserk Fury?
I've never heard of it. What's a Zoid?
What?
Why are you whispering into the mic? We can't hear you if you say it like that.
He said, "What's Zoids?"
I heard what he said, but I
Yeah.
don't know
Oh.
if anyone else can hear him.
I need to get my nerd game right. I'm still working on it.
Okay,
We'll
let me know if
give
you
you-
can get the Berserk Fury.
Yeah, we'll give you the info
Check it
before
out.
you
I'll
leave.
check it out.
Which one are you trying to get? The
Just
Liger?
the white one, yeah.
When does
Like
it come out?
how it
Dude,
starts.
That'd be dope. Well, it doesn't start like that. It starts with the
No, he has
Shield Liger, then it was a Blade Liger.
No, just has the regular white liger when the show starts, doesn't he?
You're talking about New Century Zero. I'm talking about the OG.
Whichever one was on TV, like when I was in high school. Or...
God, you're so old. That was like elementary school for me. Anyways, we're doing a Joker spoiler cast tomorrow. I think PJ's going to join us on the spoiler cast. It's going to be me, Dean, and PJ.
If you've seen the Joker and you want to get in on it, just let us know. We'll send you the link, and you could join in.
But there are some buts involved. You need to have a desktop,
Ooh,
you
butts.
need to have a webcam, and you need to have a headset.
Yeah.
Can't be having low quality interrupting the stream, but I think it'll be fun
Yeah, we're
to do a little
looking
bit
at
of
you,
a
Greg.
spoiler cast. Yeah, Greg with his double microphones. Small Talk episode 9, Who Dem Boys is recording on Thursday. Dean, I think you're doing 3 hours worth of podcasting this week.
Yeah.
Wow.
Tell us, what are you guys going to talk about on Small Talk?
Toys, and absolutely nothing important at all.
You went there.
They're action figures. Or you guys talk about toys also?
Just whatever, anything non-sex. I'll be talking a lot about Robotech because it's like I've been in on it all freaking week, yo. Actually, this whole month has just been Robotech. Actually, the past
I
several
briefly
months,
mentioned Robotech once on the group, and it changed Dean's life. I don't know if they're the better or for the worse.
definitely for the better because I
Like
love
binge watching or?
Robotech. Yeah, I watched. Yeah.
Nice.
How much did you watch, Dean?
Well, all the shit with Rick Hunter, and then I've been like looking at like history and like just the story of Harmony Golds. They like bought the rights to it and brought it over. I talked about it last episode, but it's actually 3 totally different shows that are unrelated that they've wove into one storyline for the United States audience. It's
Wow.
crazy.
Merca.
But
God bless.
I specifically focus on the first 37 episodes, which is with Rick Hunter and Lisa Hayes, because that's like the OG Macross saga. And then, like I said, they just like added 2 extra shows onto the, because it was so popular, they
Right,
needed
right.
more
Content.
and so the American guy was just like, fuck it, I'm just like weave this story together. It's pretty brilliant. I actually have not watched those. I'm going to. I've finished the first 37, so
Let's change pace here. We'll talk about the Collecting Weekly Awards nomination thread.
yeah.
Jason asked me to show you guys how it works. So this is the form here. You click the link, opens up into a Google Forms website. You put what is your name first and last. You must be a member of Collecting Weekly Auxiliary to vote.
Last name first.
First name,
kidding.
then last. And you have to acknowledge that you understand that if you want to skip any category, that is perfectly fine. We do not need everyone to nominate for every category. The questions are: which line of figure is your nominee for the best line of figures? Example being like Mezco 112, Hot Toys MMS. The next question is nomination for the most improved company. What is your nominee for the best overall company? Which is your nomination for the best non-1/6 or 1/12 scale figure? Which figure is your nomination for the best 1/12 scale figure? Which is your nomination for the best 6 scale figure? And what figure is your nomination for the best figure release of the year? So for me, my nomination for best line was the SH Figure Arts Dragon Ball Z by Bandai. Most improved company, Wicked Cool Toys. We talked about them earlier in the show. I think they really nailed it this year. I think they took it over McFarlane for me. Been kind of disappointed by some of the final products for some of these McFarlane figures. Best overall company, I nominated Bandai. Figure, which is the best non-scaled, I nominated the DLX Bumblebee. Best 1/12 scale figure, I nominated Figure Arts Master Roshi. Best 1/6 scale figure, Hot Toys Advanced Suit Spider-Man. And best figure release of the year, I nominated the DLX Bumblebee. So, Kim, you're welcome to share this with your Geek Mill peeps and the more votes that we can get on this. These are nominations, so
Right, yeah.
essentially what I'm going to do is compile the 5 most nominated into a form, which then everyone will vote on. The hosts, our votes will count a little bit more than a regular non-host.
Peasants. Oh,
Peasants, if you will.
yeah, I like that.
And we will combine all the data into a form. I have a printer that's going to print us some really nice gold envelopes with the Collecting Weekly Awards. Maybe we'll hire a beautiful model to hand us the envelopes, but it's going to be a whole big deal. We're going to do it in December, and we'll award some awards. So, Dean, have you gotten your nominations in yet?
A few. I'm still waiting for a few figures to come in.
Very cool.
So,
very cool. So you have
tomorrow I'll be ordering one that I suspect will be my 6-inch figure of the year.
Ooh.
And maybe company of the year because it kind of came out of nowhere. So we'll see.
Who's your company?
Kids Concept.
What's Kids Concepts?
They just do Robotech stuff.
Okay. Now you have to judge them on what they've released this year.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what did they release this year? The mini Robotechs? The $35 ones?
Yeah, those. No,
That's Toynami.
That's Toynami.
It was Kids Concepts.
Kids Concept literally came out of nowhere. They're doing VF1s, like really highly detailed.
What do those run?
I think the one I'm gonna order is like 109.
Send me a link. I want to check those out.
Yeah, and then they just did a 6-inch Rick Hunter, almost like a figure art. It's got a bunch of shit with it. I'm gonna order that too.
Nice. Well, we'll see what comes of that.
Yeah.
Now, the one thing to remember is if you ever want to, throughout this nomination process, you can change your nomination. So just resubmit a form.
Yeah.
Put in everything that you want as your most recent.
Yeah.
And then we'll disregard the previous one.
Like I said, I had that Rick Hunter 1/6 scale figure, and I was like, dude, it's gonna be the best. And I got it, and I was like, it's cool, but I would never.
Yeah, we have
vote
about
for
6
this thing.
nominations so far. So
yeah, there's.
you're doing yourself and your fellow toy collectors a disservice by not voting in our nomination threads.
I've been meaning to submit mine, but I just have to wait because there's some more figures coming out towards the end of the year that I'm not this is the newest figure, that means it's the best. Like
Exactly.
I like have to line everything up and really like take in and stuff that I don't have. I have to consider because it is like, just because I don't have it doesn't mean it isn't better than the ones that I have. You know.
I understand that completely. If you want to find us on Facebook, you can find us at Collecting Weekly Auxiliary. It's a wonderful group. We do a lot of fun things there. We got a lot of active members.
That's true.
You leaned really far into your mic. I was like, what is he going to say? TeePublic, you can find us there by searching Collecting Weekly. YouTube is youtube.com/Collecting Weekly. Twitter is Collecting WKLY. Manny runs our Twitter. If you enjoy the podcast, share it with a friend. Sub to us on YouTube. Rate us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. If you're listening to the audio podcast and you only listen to audio, check us out on YouTube because we're doing a lot of spending a lot of time on our presentation work for the video podcast. And be nice to see some more views on the video podcast because these spreadsheets do take quite a while. And frankly, this damn mouse is pissing me off. So check it out if you can. It'd make my day. Shout outs that I wanted to give Jeff Gerard. He's been posting on Ox. He posted a picture of his Joker with one of our magnets and sticker over the weekend. And then Peter T came out of recently subscribed to us on YouTube and has been messaging me some of his customs. He's the guy that had the really nice 89 Batman customs.
Yeah.
And then the 2001 A Space Odyssey customs, which were really, really nice figures. So Peter, I still have to send out your magnet, Peter. I had to pick up some stamps today, so be getting that in the mail ASAP. That's pretty much it for shoutouts. Of course, the normal ones: Small Talk, Only Fools and Collecting, Only Fools and Collecting.
Damn,
Dark
again,
Side
dude?
Customs UK. I have it on the show sheet. I need to change it. And then, of course, our friends Brian, Chris, and TC at 6 Scale Scavengers. Kim Andresen for coming on short notice. We were supposed to have Greg was going to come today, but it's his dog's birthday. Shout out to Gypsy. What a beautiful
Gypsy is
dog.
such a sweetheart.
Greg really loves his dog. He made a cake for the dog. He made a bunch of stuff for the dog. So I told Greg not to worry about coming today because it's a really important day for him. Lucky Dork Dad Podcast. He just released a new episode. I think it was today or yesterday. That dude is starting to really get back into gear on producing episodes. So we always encourage our people to listen to our friends that podcast. But Kim, did you want to give a plug to your business or any shout outs to your friends and customers?
No, yeah. Geekmilltoys.com. Check it out. Geekmill, our Facebook group. If you just want to come and hang out, we do a lot. We don't really do 1/6 scale, but again, it's for anybody, whatever you collect, whatever you're into. Doesn't have to be action figures. It can be, cars. It can be music. We got some really talented artists in there.
Guns?
Yeah, it can be guns.
Guess you can't really talk about it on Facebook.
No, you can. You just can't.
Can't put a sales.
Yeah, you can't be like, hey, you want to sell these guns or
You can
wanna
discuss
go?
guns.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. We got like Chang is big into knives, and he's a
Actually, yeah, I think I put up a post on Geek Mail about
Yeah.
guns because I had a question.
Yep. So, and then there's that coming up. Like I said, in November, we're gonna do another Gundam build / nerd night. So if you want to come to that, hit us up on Facebook. And then Cooter Browns. This isn't like my thing or a Geek Mill thing, but Cooter Browns, they're doing another swap meet over there.
When's that one? It's in October.
It is October 27th on a Sunday from 2 to 6 p.m. I believe.
Also,
what is
this
with-
weekend.
What is, before you go, I know where you're going, Dean, and I just don't get it.
No one articulates anything?
No, well, yes. There's a toy show that's been going on for a long time in San Antonio, and it's this weekend. We admin, alongside some really great people, a group called Alamo Stash Bin. We have 1/6 San Antonio, which is just 1/6 Scale Collectors. Geek Mill, which is a fantastic group. And it just seems like this toy show, it's called Ekman's, right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
It just seems like they just don't care to advertise their show.
Apparently,
I've told a lot of people to give me a script that we can read on the show for free. Never really got anything. It just blows my mind that this is not advertised.
it is advertised
No, it's not.
if you're in their community, which doesn't make sense because their community is all vendors. But
the
the
Ekman's
only reason I heard about it was I messaged Rick Solers because I'm buying a figure from him, which we'll talk about next week. But
cliffhanger.
yeah, I was like, hey man, I really want to buy this. Like, do you have it? He's like, yeah, I have a few. I was like, cool, I'll pick it up maybe on Wednesday or Thursday. He was like, why don't you just pick it up for me at Ekman's? And I was like, Ekman's? What are you talking about? Ekman's? Justin?
Who that
you
boy?
been at Ekman's?
Just
You got eczema? Anyway. You know what I'm talking about? He was like, yeah, Ekman's is on Saturday or whatever day it is. And I was like, dude, why is this the first I'm hearing of it? And I guess since I said that, he started posting on all of the groups.
Dale?
No, Rick.
But it
the little
shouldn't be
flyer.
Rick's
That's what I'm
responsibility.
saying.
Right,
Like, I'm 100% with you, but he was like, oh yeah, they sent all the information out, blah, blah, blah. I was like, well, I guess I'm not in that group of people, but you are, but you're a vendor, so...
Listen, Dale, we're friends on Facebook. We run like one of the biggest nerd podcasts in South Texas.
The country.
Maybe
Perhaps
even the world.
even the world.
Probably the world, I would say.
Probably not, but hit your boy up with a script next time that you do a show. We'll comp you some sponsorships, but you gotta send me something, man. I can't be guessing when the next show is. Like, this is a huge show. What is it? This Saturday?
I want to say it's Saturday. See, we don't even
And
know.
it's at the Austin convention. It's like,
No, it's not. It moved.
Yeah, I
So
think
where's
it
it at?
moved. I don't know.
It's over off 1604 and 281.
yeah,
I don't even know what the venue is called.
that's just wild because we are super connected.
Well, Google
Locally.
it. Google the Ekman show.
Yeah,
I'm
Google the
assuming
Ekman's toy show. You might
Yeah.
find it, you might not. Who
I
knows?
plan on being there. If you want an autograph, come on by. No, find me. Are you going to be selling there or no?
No. But I want to. I like to see the guys.
Yeah, I usually see a bunch of friends, and I know Manuel's going to be there. Shout out Stash Bin. So maybe I'll go live in the Facebook group. And you guys can kind of see like a toy show here in town, and because I know someone like Dylan doesn't have anything like that. Poor guy.
Poor guy.
He lives in the middle of BFE,
Dylan, if you're listening to this,
which you totally should be.
the studio is here for you. If you want to come, you want to stay the week.
Dude,
we'll
this
set up,
table is probably as tall as you are. You could sleep on it,
sleep under it.
or yeah, under it.
Holler at your boy.
Oh, but I will be at the Cooter Brown swap meet. on the
You're
27th.
gonna wear your white shirt.
Yeah, and I will have my.
Dude,
My fanny
this dude
pack.
just does like a bunch of push-ups in the parking lot.
he
and then
gets- he
puts
looks
on his
fucking
white shirt.
jacked.
My
He's
body.
fucking huge. He walks in.
Dude, it's
fucking
his sexy shirt. He has it tailored and everything.
I do. I'm like, can you take this in? They're like,
Yeah, right.
sir, every week. I'm like,
Kim, I feel so bad. I invited you today.
I got this from the child section.
thinking that
there isn't
you-
a smaller one. I checked.
thinking that you live 10 minutes away like you
yeah,
used
I
to.
keep trying to convince my wife to let me move back over here. So whenever
And I was
ask
like
me to
getting
be on
really
the
pissed
show-
at you because I was like, where the fuck is Kim? Like, you said he was leaving like
And then he
45
kept
minutes
asking me,
ago.
He's like, "Did you say you live right down the street?" I was like,
Like, I did.
"Yeah."
I was like, dude, we're about to be late.
That
We got
was
mic
like-
checks. We got
I
like
guess that
we got
was
like
like-
10 minutes of mic checks we need to do. He's not even here.
A year ago.
Anyways, I'm Zach.
I'm Dean.
I'm Kim,
Catch you guys on the next episode.
and
Bye.
we're collecting weekly.
All right.
Yeah, I'm getting that Heisenberg kit
Good show, guys.
from Rick.
Oh, real life is so much more boring than like. It sounds so much clearer in here.
Right.
That's fun. I love that. It's fun.
Good show, guys.
I wish I knew more about 1/6 scale. I feel like I can't
All right,
really
chat. Looks like the
contribute
chat's kind of dead right now,
All
so
you
we'll
gotta
catch
do
you
is
guys
listen to
later.
the show, Kim. We talk about 6 scale all the time.
much. Dude, like I used to know shit, listen to the